We are going to recite the story of the birth of Maryam and birth of Yahya alayhi salam and birth of Isa alayhi salam, the birth from Surah Aal Imran. So these are two passages, as we said, one passage from Surah Maryam, which we have already read, and now we are reading this passage. Now this one is from Medina. So in Makkah, Surah Maryam gave some details which they did not know. The Christians did not know, and the Christians did not have, and the Christians had, but no Christian was living in Makkah. So Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gave this for Ummah, and when people went to Habash, Ethiopia, and then Najashi, the king of Habash, was asked to ask them what they think about Isa alayhi salam, and then this is what he recited. And Najashi said, "There's no difference between what Quran says and what reality is. So there's no problem." And now he is coming here in Medina, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and there will be food coming, and there will be things in this story which even their books don't have, and they have complications in the story, and this solves those problems in the story that they have, the Christians have. So Christians cannot outdo the smartness of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends by wahi. So because they have distorted the story, but the story is retold here and in more detail. How come Maryam alayhi salam was given in the guardianship of Zakaria alayhi salam? What was they don't give the details, but Quran here gives the details, and they cannot now deny, because this is the reality what happened. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts off with saying, Inna Allah hasnakum, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Inna Allah hastafa Adama wa Nuham wa Aal Ibrahim wa Aal Imran alal Alameen. Now here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose for prophethood and for this karamat and all over, Adam alayhi salam first, and then Nuh alayhi salam, and then Aal Ibrahim and his descendants, and then within the descendants of Ibrahim alayhi salam, Aal Imran alal Alameen, over all the world, Aal Imran. Now what's Aal Imran? Aal Imran is actually Aal Levi, the third son of Yaqub alayhi salam. So it does not say here Bani Israel, but says Aal Imran. It does not say Aal Levi's descendants, but says Imran's descendants. Because Qarun was also descendant, he was brother of Amram, but he was from Levi's. But he has no prophets in his descendants. So Aal Imran, and because this Maryam alayhi salam, Hannah alayhi salam, all these will be coming from the descendants of Harun alayhi salam, because Harun alayhi salam was the one whose descendants were allowed to recite Torah to the Bani Israel. Other tribes were not allowed to read. Now everybody reads, alhamdulillah, and Quran says, Iqra bismi rabbika, this is for the entire ummah. So this was what they had decided to do, and Harun's sons were only the ones allowed to recite Quran. That's why Harun is this son of Amram. Now Amram is descendant of Levi. Levi is descendant of Yaqub alayhi salam. Yaqub is Ishaq's son, and Ishaq is Ibrahim alayhi salam's son. So this is a relationship, and here we go. Aal Imran, and Aal Imran will come. It's not saying Levi's sons. The book of Levi, Levites, is in Torah. The third book is Levites. The fourth book is Numbers. Fifth book is Deuteronomy. So fifth book. So this Genesis is the first book. So Levites are only mentioned there, but this is son of Levi, the descendants of Levi, in the way is our Imran in Hebrew and Imran in Arabic. And he says, Zurriyatan ba'duha bi ba'din. They were descendants of one another, one from the other. Min ba'di. Zurriyatan ba'duha min ba'di. Wallahu samiyun alim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one who hears and one who knows. And so he's the best hearer and best. So it's not only you people reading the Torah or Injil, you know, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. So he has informed Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells no lies, and he corrects it. This Quran is Muhammad over Torah and Injil. Wherever you have inserted wrong things, Quran corrects them. So here's your correction. And now you come and tell us if it's correct or not. There will be, this muqabila also, what they say, they will take oath, whoever is zalim, and they will decide not to take the oath. So, Zuriyatan ba'duha min ba'd, wallahu samiyun alim, is qalat imratu Imran. And Imratu Imran, now descendant of Imran, this Imrat, and also she was maybe wife, or this Hannah, her name is Hannah or Anna. She's maybe wife of Imran. The same name comes again and again and again. And people, as we have in Pakistan or Hindustan or everywhere, we have name of grandfather, name of grandfather, name of grandfather, and then it goes on and on. So here, she's also, Hannah is wife of this Imran. She says, قالت امرأة Imran. Now she's mother of Maryam alayhi salam. Is قالت امرأة Imran, Rabbi inni nazartu laka ma fi batni. Whatever is in my badan, in my uterus or whatever, I devoted to your service, to the masjid, to the temple. So Zakaria alayhi salam is one of the persons who reads, or he is the imam there. Imam is our word. He is the one who recites Torah to them and all this. So it's قالت امرأة عمران ربي إني نذرت لك ما في بطني محررا فتقبل مني. Then you accept from me this one. إنك أنت السميع العليم. فلما وضعتها قالت ربي إني وضعتها أنثى. When she gave birth, of course they did not have all these machines that can tell people, oh, you have a son sitting in the tummy or daughter in the tummy. And also in ancient times they did not know. So when it was born, the child happened to be Maryam alayhi salam, female. And she said, how can I devote? Because this has not happened before. Because Samson and other people who were Nazart, they were called Nazart because they were devoted for the simple. So how can she? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I accept it. I accept Maryam alayhi salam as devotee. So this is from where they take the nunnery system. Of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not say, do you do this? But they took it from this. And maybe they don't even know that they have done this from here. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts Maryam in the devotion of temple. فَلَمَّا وَضَعَتْهَا قَالَتْ رَبِّ إِنِّي وَضَعَتْهَا أُنْثَى. I have given birth to a female child. وَاللَّهُ أَعْلَمُ بِمَا وَضَعَتْ. Allah says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what she had given birth to. وَلَيْسَ الذَّكَرُ كَالْأُنْثَى. Zakar is not, male is not like female, it's different. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows from the beginning that he is Zakar. He is not Zakar, he is Unsa. وَإِنِّي سَمَيْتُهَا مَرْيَمَ. And she says, either Hannah alayhi salam says, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, that I have named her Maryam. Maryam is like Abdullah in male and Maryam in female. Maryam is a slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is Amatallah. وَإِنِّي أُعِيذُهَا بِكَ وَزُرْيَتَهَا مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. And she says, I seek your protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from Shaitan Rajim. Now this is what we should also seek protection from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when a child is born. And this was what Hannah alayhi salam, she also sought protection for Maryam and her descendants. Zuriyatha. She will have. So there was no intention of not getting married, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not want her to marry, and he wanted her to have a son without marriage. So فَتَقَبَّلَهَا رَبُّهَا بِقَبُولٍ حَسَنٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted قَبُولٍ حَسَنٍ وَأَنْبَتَهَا نَبَاتًا حَسَنًا. And she was looked after, and she was brought up very beautifully and under the protection of Zakaria alayhi salam. He was married to Hannah's sister, Elizabeth. So Elizabeth and Hannah, they are sisters. So like Samadhi, you say. Zakaria is Imran's Samadhi. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. وَكَفَّلَهَا Zakaria. Zakaria alayhi salam did kafalat for her, brought her up in the temple, in the masjid. كُلَّمَا دَخَلَ عَلَيْهَا زَكَرِيَّا الْمَحْرَابِ. She had her own little room or little place for worship or for sleeping. And whenever her uncle or Zakaria alayhi salam entered her room, he found some fruit, some وَجَدَ عِنْدَهَا رِزْقًا. She found some risk, provision. And he says, where does this come from? This is not Mosam, this is not season of this fruit or this thing. قَالَ يَا مَرْيَمُ أَنَّا لَكِ هَذَا. Where does this come from? There's no season of this fruit that you have here. Where do you get it? And what does she say? She says, قَالَتْ هُوَ مِنْ عِنْدِ اللَّهِ. Subhanallah, this little child. She said, this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina. And now look at this Prophet alayhi salam, Zakaria. He's of this great station, great position. And he's looking at this child having this risk which is not available in town, not in any market, not in any place. And she has it. Where does she get it? And she says right away, she says, this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Huwa min indillah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina. So this determines, makes his determination greater. He says, why should I not ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give me son, a fruit out of season? Out of season in his case because he's old and his wife is Aqim. She cannot bear child. So this is out of season fruit. Just like Maryam is having out of season fruit. So قالت هو من عند الله إن الله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب. She says, oh, this little child has this great thing to say. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives risk to whomsoever he wants. بغير حساب, without any hisab. فهنالك, because on that situation, because of seeing this situation, because of that point, he says to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he goes to now in his mihrab, in his worshipping place, in his masjid. هنالك دعا زكريا ربه. Allah calls Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قال رب هب لي من لدنك ذرية طيبة. Now his dua is here in Surah Aal Imraan. His dua is also in Surah Maryam alayhi salam, and his dua is also in Surah Anbiya, 21st Surah, and he also asks for the sihat of his wife. So instead of Aqim, infertile, she will become fertile. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this in Surah Anbiya. So هنالك دعا زكريا. Because of this, and at seeing this, having witnessed this great thing of Maryam alayhi salam getting fruit out of season, he says, he asks for fruit out of season. And قال رب هب لي من لدنك ذرية طيبة. From your side, you give me a zurriya, give me a seed, give me a son, give me a descendant, tayyib pak. إنك سميع الدعاء. Indeed, you listen to the dua, the prayer. فنادته الملائكة. Then angels came and they are talking to Zakaria alayhi salam. وهو قائم يصلي في المحراب. And at that time he was praying in his mihrab, he was worshipping. yusalli, salat, doing salat. Salat in his way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had told them. And Abd Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has salat in different way, a little bit. We have 4 hayat, qaim, qiyam, and then ruku, and then sajda, and then qaida. And they had 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, but they did not have all the 4 that we have now. فنادته الملائكة وهو قائم يصلي في المحراب أن الله يبشرك بيحيى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, gives you good news of Yahya alayhi salam, مصدقا بكلمة من الله وسيدا وحسورا. And Hasur is one who has, who's sato jato, who's not going to get married. Or so this is situation of being, asexual, without sex. Yahya alayhi salam is not involved. But then he's not involved in sexual activity outside marriage and all this. So this is a very important thing. Hazrat Yahya alayhi salam is Sayyidan wa Hasuran. But he's not like allowed to go and do this mischief and all this sexual perversion in the world. He's Hasur. So he's out of it. مصدقا بكلمة من الله وسيدا وحسورا ونبيا من الصالحين. So all these expressions for Yahya alayhi salam. قال ربي أنا, he says, how can I have the same thing that it is mentioned in Surah Maryam. He says, how can I have son now at this point? قال ربي أنا يكون لي غلام. Now because he's not what you say despaired, or he has not lost all hope, and he's not doing any shak or suspicion or doubt. He doesn't have any, but he's asking, how can I, Ya Allah, explain to me. So sometimes explanation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more, comforting and all that. So قال ربي أنا يكون لي غلام وقد بلغني الكبر. The old age has overtaken me, and amrati aqir, and my wife is Sunda, she cannot bear, she's infertile. قال كذلك الله يفعل ما يشاء. He says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does whatever he wants to do. So he makes an 80-year-old woman fertile. What is your problem? It's Allah's muamala, it's affair of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's easy for him. As he said in Surah Maryam, this is easy for me, and no problem. So all of a sudden I make somebody fertile, if or fertile person I make infertile, no problem at all. قال رب اجعل لي آية قال آيتك ألا تكلم الناس ثلاثة أيام. This is your sign. This is, for example, when you go to a doctor, you say, oh doctor, you have given me this medicine, but what parhez do I do? What do I eat? What do I do not eat? What is for me to do? So this is what Zakaria alayhi salam is asking. If you are giving me this ni'mat from your side, what are you asking me to do for you? And instead, how can I thank you for it and all that? So he says, you do not speak to anybody. So this not speaking, and you tell them to do tasbih morning and night, all the time. Ask people to do it, and you also do it. قال رب اجعل لي آية قال آيتك ألا تكلم الناس ثلاثة أيام, for 3 days, إلا رمز, except for ishara. If it's ramz, except for sign. So you'll do the sign. واذكر ربك كثيرا, and you make zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala much more. كثير وسبح بالعشي والإبكار. Here he says ashi and ibkar. Bukratam asila in Surah Maryam. So similar word, meaning same. Morning or evening and morning. وَإِذْ قَالَتِ الْمَلَائِكَةُ, now story of Maryam. وَإِذْ قَالَتِ الْمَلَائِكَةُ يَا مَرْيَمُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ اسْتَفَاكِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen you for this particular affair. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Musa alayhi salam, and astafaituka and akhtartuka. And here Maryam alayhi salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying to her, Inna Allah astafaki wa taharriki, and He will make you pak, clean. Wastafaki ala nisa'il alameen. He has chosen you over all the women of the world. So she is the best woman chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No woman has been chosen like her. So in this situation, like we can say that Sarah alayhi salam, Hajar alayhi salam, Hawa alayhi salam, Safura alayhi salam, all these ladies of prophets, Maryam alayhi salam is the best. Nisa'an alal alameen. Or maybe it's because of that generation, or maybe following generations, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. We should not insist on our own personal interpretation. وَإِذْ قَالَتِ الْمَلَائِكَةُ يَا مَرْيَمُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ أَصْطَفَاكِ وَطَهَّرَكِ وَاصْطَفَاكِ عَلَى نِسَاءِ الْعَالَمِينَ يَا مَرْيَمُ اقْنُتِي لِرَبِّكِ. You take service of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wasjudi, and do sajda, warka'i ma'ar-raki'in, and do ruku with those who do ruku. Now they had two things for them at that stage, perhaps. Hazrat Maryam and her people, they were doing sajda and ruku and sajda. So this first it says sajda and then ruku, or ruku and then sajda. Wasjudi warkai marrakin. But we have qiyam and then ruku and then sajda and then qaida, and we cannot say first let me do qaida and then let me do ruku and let me do sajda. No, we cannot change this. The order is now that we have established in Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's ummah. This is by the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and by sunnat of Muhammad Mustafa. You do qiyam first, and then you do ruku, and then you do sajda, and next second sajda, and two sajda, and then you do your qiyam, and then you salam alaikum, assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum, wa rahmatullah wa ghayra. So this is how you go and how this ummah goes, and the previous ummah, it's their affair, and it's not applicable to us. But this one also says that you do marka'u ma'ar-raki'in. They say that this is Jamaat is she is also to do with Jamaat, which also suggests that it's not she on her own, but doing with people, Imam. Of course, their worship was not exactly like our worship. So whoever is Imam, she has to follow with her, with the Imam, the male person. So warka'i ma'ar-raki'in, or if she is doing on her own, then she does it as she likes. ذَلِكَ مِنْ أَنْبَاءِ الْغَيْبِ. This is for Allah, for Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this is in news from the ghaib. You were not there. Nuhi, like I have revealed it to you. وَمَا كُنْتَ لَدَيْهِمْ. You were not with them. Now see, this is very important to understand. Some people go on to say, oh, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was everywhere, in the world, whatever happened, he was there. No, now, I mean, this is stretching the thing too far, where it becomes meaningless and against the word of Quran. So he says, وَمَا كُنْتَ لَدَيْهِمْ إِذْ يُلْقُونَ. In this here, and Surah to Yusuf alayhi salam, and in many other surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, you were not there when this was happening, when this was happening, you are not there. So I have informed you through wahi, I have told you through wahi, you are not a witness there. Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka. It does not mean that you were witnessing, but everybody knew of that generation. There were old people who knew it. So from this knowledge, you know it. وَمَا كُنْتَ لَدَيْهِمْ إِذْ يُلْقُونَ الْأَقْلَامَهُمْ أَيُّهُمْ يَكْفُلُ مَرْيَمَ. Now, Zakaria alayhi salam was doing kafala, was guardianship of Maryam alayhi salam, But now here he explains that this was decided on Aqlam. Who will do it? Because too many relatives or other people who were interested, and say, okay, I will support her, I will support her, I will look after her. So everybody wanted, and this was a good thing. But then the Aqlam, the Qalam went in the favor of Zakaria alayhi salam, who was the nearest, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put her in his protection. So this is the meaning. وَمَا كُنْتَ لَدَيْهِمْ إِذْ يُلْقُونَ أَقْلَامَهُمْ أَيُّهُمْ يَكْفُلُ Maryam. Who is going to look after, make guardianship of Maryam alayhi salam? وَمَا كُنْتَ لَدَيْهِمْ إِذْ يَخْتَصِمُونَ. And you are not there. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. He says you were not there when they were fighting over it. You fight over good things. You say, okay, let me do it. I will look after her. And he says, no, I will look after her. It's okay, no problem for me. My family will look after her. So if they were yaqtasimun in this good sense, not in bad sense, not out of greed, but out of compassion, out of muhabbat, out of love for the child, because she was related to them, and she come from Aal Imraan and from Levi and Bani Israel. So they loved her, and they wanted to outsmart one another. Sabiqu ila al-khairat, not because of greed or because of some evil purpose. La hawla wala quwwata illa billah. Iz qalat al-malaikatu ya Maryamu inna Allaha yubashiruka. Now comes the story of Maryam alayhi salam. She grows up and becomes a woman, full woman, and then the news comes. Now you are going to have a child. إذ قالت الملائكة يا مريم إن الله يبشرك بكلمة منه. A word from him. He is giving you good news of a word. So Isa alayhi salam is Kalmatullah. He is also Ruhullah. He is also Masih. So no, he has three these titles. Masih, he is Masih, and he is Kalmatullah, and he is Ruhullah. So he's here the angel says, "Is qalatil malaikatu ya Maryamu inna Allaha yubashiruki bi kalimatin minhu ismuhu al-Masih Isa ibn Maryam." Isa, son of Maryam. This is very differently in Quran. All this Isa ibn Maryam, not ibn Allah. Isa ibn Allah. Hawla wala quwwata illa billah. So attributing his relationship with Allah as if he's his son. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran in many places he says it's a big word. The word that you're using will destroy the heavens and earth, and the mountains will fall down. La hawla wala. How can you say such a big thing, such a strange thing, such a nonsense? He says, Ya Maryamu inna Allaha yubashiruki bi kalimatin minhu ismuhu al-Masih Isa ibn Maryam wajihan fi dunya wal akhirati wa min al-muqarrabin wa yukallimu an-nas fil mahdi. He will talk when he is in lap in mahd. Mahd is wakahlan. When he grow up also he will talk to people. Wa min as-salihin, he will be among the salihin people. قالت ربي أنى يكون لي غلام. Same objection that Zakaria alayhi salam raises. He says, how can I? She says also, how can I have child when قالت ربي أنى يكون لي ولد ولم يمسسني بشر. No bashar has touched me. قال كذلك الله يخلق ما يشاء. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does whatever he wants to create. No problem for him. إذا قضى أمرا فإنما يقول له كن فيكون. When he decides to do something, he says be, and it becomes. And this is وَيُعَلِّمْهُ الْكِتَابِ وَالْحِكْمَةِ وَالتَّوْرَاةِ وَالْإِنْجِيلِ. He will teach him Hikmat and Tawrat and Injil. Now the difference between this passage and Maryam passage. Maryam, he says, I am Abdullah. And here in third person, he will do this, he will do this, he will do this. So this is Mukhatib, third person. And in Surah Maryam, he's the one who is talking. So even when nobody, no story was, in Makkah of Isa alayhi salam, he says, this is what Isa alayhi salam says when he was a child. Here it is about him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says he will do this, he will do this, he will do this. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teach him kitab and hikmat wa tawrat wal injil wa rasulan ila bani Israel. أني قد جئتكم بآية من ربكم أني أخلق لكم من الطين كهيئة الطير. Then he's talking also. But I'll stop here inshallah and read this later on from ayat number 40, 48, etc. To 60 ayat or 62 ayat. So inshallah اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا وارزقنا واحفظنا وهدنا إلى الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. حسبي الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت رب العرش العظيم.